This is a rally that seems to be focused on financial issues benefiting from a tick up in interest rates and a lot of those issues that would be vulnerable to a trade war. Boeing comes to mind, Caterpillar comes to mind. So they're holding their own pretty nicely. Deirdre Bolton is here, New York GOP strategic advisor. John Burnett. Now, John is such a great guy. He was stuck in traffic, got out of the car some avenues from here, and literally ran. I would never do that. We have already told him not a single tough question as a result. I wish I could say Caitlin Huey-Burns was so fortunate. She is not. No, anyway, it's good to have all of you with us. And again, thank you, my friend, for putting up with all of that. All right, Deirdre, spell out now whatever hope people have that the Chinese are trying to de-escalate this. The Mexicans and other countries not so inclined. The Mexico thing first.
Okay, Mexico thing first. About $3 billion worth of tariffs against U.S. goods coming south, pork products of note.
Pork legs.
Pork legs. Yes. Like, be specific, Deirdre.
Yes.
You know, all sorts of fruits, nuts, bourbon, cheese. So it's the $3 billion from Mexico coming in July, $3 billion from the EU, roughly the same kind of products if you add in Harley-Davidsons as well. But so that's $6 billion, and I feel like a lot of investors are saying, okay, $6 billion, but if China buys $70 million worth of farm equipment, I don't know, maybe we can live with that. And it seems like the financials are actually pretty strong right now.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, this back and forth and how it plays, trade friction, all that. Is it your sense when you talk to a lot of your colleagues and friends that they hope it goes away? Because already they're raising a big hullabaloo about this. Fellow Republicans are, about the president getting tough on trade. Has to clear that with Congress first. Where's this going?
Well, we can't hope that it goes away. We have to negotiate it away. The thing is that either you pay, my father always said, either you pay now or you pay later, right? And we've seen the fact that we've gone into deficit after trade deficit after year, we've seen the effects of it, right? Now we're seeing policies, we're seeing a rebound. Now we have to actually tighten this trade so that way we don't have an enormous trade deficit with all these countries year after year. Because if that continues, Neil, we're going to see a catastrophic effect long after the Trump presidency.
You know, Caitlin, what's remarkable is that the Chinese are bending a little bit here. 70 billion is 70 billion. The devil's in the details, exactly what they intend to buy. But without the president's pressure, this wouldn't be happening at all. So you could make that argument. But you could also say, well, is this just deemed as sort of a face-saving gesture? What?
Sure. It remains to be seen. And remember, the backdrop of North Korea could have a lot to do with this in terms of our relationship with China. I mean, I'm looking at, you know, we're heading into a midterm election year right now, right? We're already in it. Republicans are voicing concern on Capitol Hill because, first of all, this issue of trade has been the key issue that they have disagreed with policy-wise with this particular president on. And also, they're facing the prospect of having some of these retaliatory measures imposed perhaps by Canada and Mexico hit their home states and Donald Trump's core constituency.
See, but a lot of them are, there might be a method to what the president's doing and think it'll never come to that, but obviously they fear it will, right?
They fear it will enough to raise the concern in terms of actual legislation. Now, that legislation really has no way of getting signed by this president, right? It doesn't have the prospect, I don't think, of having a veto-proof majority support for it. But the fact that they are raising that concern is significant given their particular
I think most people did say that played a role, right, in California. We were talking about that 10th congressional district.
Right.
Does that one district export something like more than $2.5 billion worth of agricultural products? And I mean, California by itself, right, would be the world's 6th largest economy, and they export north of $16 billion worth of agricultural products. So I think in California that did play a role.
Absolutely, and it's a key point too because the economy is doing so well, right? Because Republicans have been campaigning on this idea.
Well, that can take away a lot of sins, right? So even the trade deficit in the latest month was, you know, improved.
But there is this concern, of course, that this would negate all of that.
But those in Washington should have had the concern a long time ago when the national debt was far below 20 trillion. The trade deficits actually helped boost that up, right? So it's good to have concern now, but they should have had concern all along. Just like Donald Trump, President Trump told us this like 20, 30 years ago, that we have to fix trade. Why? Because it will balloon into a huge national debt and become a global crisis.
Do you worry, though, because Republicans are known as this free market, laissez-faire type party, right? And what's being advocated here is correcting the abuses of our trading partners by throwing abuses back at them.
Right.
essentially.
If our,
Fighting fire with
if our
fire.
global trade organizations are not going to actually promote free and fair trade, then the leader of the free world has to do it. And that's what Donald Trump is trying to do.
Do you think just reminding Americans about how the Chinese rigged the system, how the European Union rigged certain trade deals, that education alone has opened people's eyes?
Right. You know, if we can't fix it with trade, then we have to actually curtail the amount of aid that we give to foreign countries otherwise.
Oh, so you take the Tony Soprano route.
I mean, look.
We can make life very difficult for you.
We have to cut the fat somewhere.
Yeah, I guess so.
I like what you said about it covering a lot of the underlying fundamentals. For example, the World Bank came out and said, you know what, this year the global economy is going to grow 3.1%. That's exactly what happened last year, 2017. That would be the strongest year. That was the strongest year on record since 2011. So when you say...
And our trade gap fell to a 7-month low in the latest month. Now, it's erratic, and it actually increased with China, but... You know, a rising economic, tide lifts a lot of boats.
It's a good coat of paint.
Indeed. Well, there's that. Do you guys worry, though, that, something could go wrong very easily? You kind of touched on it here, and if the solution is tariffs and threatening tariffs back at countries that we argue, to your point, do the same, that's going to be kind of like a weird strategy going forward for future presidents, right? We'll fight fire with fire.
Well, the interesting thing is, yes, Donald Trump has been talking about this stuff for 30 years, right? But he also talked about the need for these bilateral trade agreements, right? And we just haven't seen that come to fruition, right? So it's one thing to say,
he likes one-on-one deals.
He likes one-on-one deals.
He doesn't like these big...
But he has yet to actually make them, right? So he slaps these tariffs, and these countries come back with their own proposals as well. And we haven't really...
In fairness, whether this South Korea, he did work out something.
Sure.
But what also happened in that region
that was kind of weak.
It was weak, but I mean, just help me take at the point. But then the rest of the TPP was like, that's okay, U.S. We'll just, you don't have to.
You're talking about the Trans-Pacific Partnership with Asian countries.
Right.
We kind of bowed out of that.